Megan, let me start with you. What did you think of this season finale?
I thought it was pretty crazy, and I think it in terms of just like the emotional impact um for like Mark's character, kind of the trajectory he goes on through the episode, and
Hmm.
how it's kind of the culmination of the season at large. That was really strong.
Hmm.
Um, I think obviously a lot of the action and excitement kind of happens in like the first half hour or so, the first half of the episode, and then there's just some cool stuff in the back half. Um, but definitely it's different, I think, than the last season finale, which kind of just escalates throughout the entire episode until kind of wraps up at the end. This one is split very differently.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think?
Well, I it was insane. I it's funny because like I know the kind of show that we're watching. I know that there's these really crazy moments. I know that season one finale was insane. There was a lot of blood and murder. Um, and so I just didn't really, I don't know. I came into this episode knowing all of those things, and I was still so surprised with like what we were given. And
Yeah,
I was surprised in a great way. I think it was a really great season finale. I think, like you said, the first 30 minutes were very action packed, um, very jaw dropping, I didn't know what was going to happen next. And then the back half tied up a lot of loose ends and opened up more plots to be explored in season three. So I thought overall it was like really successful. Um, and
yeah.
definitely something like I'll be thinking about for a while. After I finished the episode, before I hopped on this, I went to Twitter right away because I wanted to see like what people were saying, what the official Invincible page was posting, and I don't know, it feels like this episode is going to be really impactful and going to kind of draw in an audience if people aren't already watching. Um,
Mhm.
and I know there's already like memes being made. So I don't know. I thought it was a really great episode.
I gotta ask because I haven't had Twitter on my phone for a while.
Huh?
What is the general response slash memes on Twitter?
Well, I think the general response is that this episode is just kind of heartbreaking in a way.
Yeah,
Um, just like seeing, and we'll talk about this more, but like seeing Mark kind of battle his inner demons in this episode. Um, So yeah, overall consensus is that it's really heartbreaking and crazy. And then one of the memes I saw, what was it? It was like, oh, it was, oh, what's his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking. Um,
what does he look like?
the old guy that is bald. He's like the head of the
Oh,
Guardian.
Cecil?
Yes. Oh my God, thank you. It's Cecil. Jeez, it's Cecil standing behind Mark after Mark comes home and Debbie's at the hospital. And Cecil goes, just go home. You're not him. But just that part is like taken out of context.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of the memes I've been
That's
seeing.
good.
But
I didn't even think about that when I was watching, but
no.
of course that makes sense.
Yeah. But
He
oh,
wouldn't say that to me though.
no,
Uh,
you're him.
I
You are.
am I am invincible. I am Mark Grayson.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, that's pretty funny. Maybe I should guess the show's over now. The season's over. I should have jumped back on Twitter before these past 4 weeks, but that's
Yeah.
okay. When the boys comes back though, I think I might hop
Y-
back on.
Yeah. I just love seeing like what people are saying and like they always
Yeah.
cut like scenes out from, or not cut scenes out, but like they always take the scenes from the season or
Mhm.
from the freaking episode and, and put it online so you could rewatch it.
Yeah.
Did you have I mean, besides the first like 30 minutes, besides the Angstrom Levy plot, did you have any like favorite moments in this episode?
Um, anything with Adam Eve, I suppose, was a good moment.
Yeah.
But definitely, and I'm a little, and we'll touch on it more. I'm a little sad they didn't do more in this episode, but anything with Omni-Man and Alan and
Hmm.
that current prison story, which I thought would give us way more this episode, but
Yeah.
I think it was really focused on Mark, which is understandable. But I am
Mhm.
now kind of sad that, we have to wait for however long before we see more of that storyline unfold. But I really liked all the scenes, especially the very last scene.
Mhm. Definitely, I agree, first of all. And they definitely like did it in a way so that season three is like set up. Like we know what we're going to be addressing in season three.
Mm.
Uh, and like I think it was an overall smart idea to tie up the Angstrom Levy plot in this season. However, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Angstrom Levy's such like a presence and like just having the ability to multiverse to hop across multiverses, Versailles. I think that's just really powerful. So I don't know if like we are done with Angstrom Levy. What do you think?
Yeah, that's I wasn't sure. I didn't know what was gonna happen with this character. Um, so I was maybe a little surprised at his fate in this episode, and he does feel like a villain that has the potential to come back and be a still a major like force in the show, but yeah, I really have no idea what happened to them in the
Yeah, or
comics, and
maybe,
so
yeah, I mean, maybe it's just like his impact stays with Mark,
yeah,
you know?
I think maybe as a villain, his purpose is maybe just to serve Mark's character arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
Um,
that would make sense too.
but there's a lot of cool stuff in like the first 30 minutes
Yeah.
involving the multiverse that we'll get into.
Yeah. I loved the title drop of this episode. I thought it was really funny. Uh, that
Yeah,
was a good
such
one.
a like a small moment of levity before the really just intense
Yeah,
emotional fight.
eased us into it.
That's who everyone watching the show really is. Just this guy that's on the run, out of breath.
Yeah. I also overall I thought Sterling K. Brown's voice acting was incredible. I mean, I mainly know Sterling K. Brown. I mean, I know who he is, obviously, but I watched him in This Is Us with my parents, and he
Right.
plays obviously such a different character in that show versus the character he voices in this show. And it's just like it's so incredible what an actor can portray with their voice. I
Mm,
just was like, I was terrified of Angstrom. His dialogue was very threatening. His
yeah.
tone and just like knowing who Angstrom once was too. He was just a dad and a husband makes him even scarier. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the he did a really great job voice acting.
Yeah. Very, very threatening.
And
Very
then
intimidating.
I also again we've talked about this in the past. I love who they bring on to the cast in these episodes. Um,
Mm,
we'll talk about this more, but when we were in the dinosaur dimension, it was Jay Farrow was voicing one of the dinosaurs.
okay.
Gray Griffin was voicing another one, and then Zachary Quinto was voicing another one. And I just think that's so funny. Jay Farrow was in, I think, the first episode of this season, or maybe the fourth episode. So I don't know, it's so fun that they brought actors back. to just voice these dinosaurs. And then we also see or hear um where did I write it down? I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, Clancy Brown. We hear him at one point. He voiced.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's amazing. It's amazing the people they get on this show.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of just characters in this episode, some that kind of just cameo. Um, some of them are pretty cool.